They drop the truth, no holds barred. Talking smack, getting you hyped up hard. Calling out the fakes, exposing the lies. Hard way wrestling, taken by surprise. Hard way wrestling, coming to your city. Nothing but realness, nothing but grit. Going down a gauntlet, making them mark. Hard way wrestling, straight from the heart.
Welcome everybody to Hard Way Wrestling. This is AK and this is the Mercenary Takeover episode. Welcome everybody, and we are going to kick things off tonight talking about the Elimination Chamber. First of all, what up everybody in the group? Say what's up, fellas.
What's up, fellas?
AK in the house.
Say, there we go. Somebody follow directions. But guys, what do you guys think, man? Chamber is pretty wild. Let's kick it off a little bit. Get your thoughts on the men's match. How'd it go?
I love the twist in the Randy Orton victory. Wasn't expecting that because everybody I think thought Cody was going to win it. But the whole Seth Rollins getting it, I knew it as soon as they were trying to get who was it, Trick Williams out of the chamber, and that door just kept like being open. I knew something was going to happen. We were just waiting for Rollins or somebody to come down.
Was Trick injured because it did take them a long time to get him out? Or was he stalling?
I think it was time.
He was stalling. Yeah, because remember you had the decoy masked guy jump the barricade, and Adam Pearce and them unmasked him in the aisleway, and then Rollins just crept right in there to stomp and reveal himself to eliminate Logan Paul. And then Drew gets involved with Cody and Orton, get the RKO and a crossroads to Drew, and then Orton out of nowhere. Great finish.
Slippery. I like
I'm all for it.
Yeah, a lot of moving parts right there. And you talk about all the factors that got into the mix at the end, especially where you're talking about Rollins reveal. I loved how we finally got the payoff with all these masked guys being decoys. And again, you go back to that architect gimmick. It gives you that good main event feeling back in Seth Rollins, for sure. And then, again, we went on a little bit before the chamber. Great performance from Logan Paul, Jovan Evans. I wish you could have seen more time in there. But, again, it was a great battle. And then, of course, I think all of us wanted to see Randy take it. Randy has it. And it's just been an awesome way to start off that show, or to start off this run into the WrestleMania going forward.
You forgot to mention. Forgot to mention. There's somebody that everybody in the world wants, but we don't want. He did not even get close to winning.
I was thinking that too. Go ahead, tell. You're probably thinking exactly what I'm thinking. Go ahead, share some of your thoughts, man.
LA Knight LA Botch. I mean, he just. The world wants LA Knight to be the heavyweight champion. He's just not material for heavyweight champion. He's great for U.S. title scene or intercontinental, or maybe even a tag team with somebody at some point. Maybe Dan Housen. But I just don't see this guy. The world. I saw a lot of comments online about people saying, "Oh, you never give LA Knight a run. He never gets a run." Well, look, when they put the spotlight on him, what happens every time? He shits the bed. I guess he went for the. What did he go for? Some kind of cutter or something?
It was that middle rope pop up.
Oh yeah, the Macho Man elbow or whatever, and he slips off the rope. So again, not ready.
He slipped on a banana peel.
Yes, yeah, he really did. He's not ready for the main event.
Well, if you guys hold on a sec. Hold on. Hold the fuck on for a sec. Not ready for the main event. Okay. Boy. Now, let's back this up here. This guy has had a stellar career in TNA. He's had a stellar career. He did some NWA stuff. He's been all over the map. He has been championship material in other countries. One botch, and you're going to say he's not ready for the main event?
Not one botch, buddy.
What are you talking about?
Not one botch. He's multiple.
No.
He's done that multiple times.
We are not playing that game. He
That
is
same
still a
Scott,
main, he can botch all he wants. He's still a freaking main eventer. Will always be a main eventer.
No, he's not. He's not.
Look,
He
this is what
might
I'll
be in some circles, but he is
Nah.
not world championship material either.
You are dead wrong. You will always be dead wrong. He is a main eventer. He is always going to be a main eventer. So we're stopping this right now. LA Knight, just because he botches a couple of times. Look, I guarantee you know who they're gonna put the next belt on for the women? They're gonna put it on Botch Queen herself, freaking Nia Jax. So you can't.
She's got the tag titles. She's got the tag titles. She's got the tag titles.
They're gonna put the world title back, the women's world title back on her. So no, you can't tell me that just because somebody botches a couple times, they're not a main eventer. Horse shit.
When the spotlight is the brightest, that's when you should shine. He doesn't. He just doesn't do it. He just doesn't do it. So
look, that's what you got to consider too, right?
When the spotlight's brightest on your head, it don't shine all the time just because you don't have it greased up. No, come on, man.
So look,
no, we're not playing that.
So think about it, just this perspective, right? So think about it this way. LA Knight, you're going to be the guy. It's not about a botch, right? Wrestling is hard. There's a lot of intricacies, right? It's about the time of these botches. These are pivotal points in the match. This is his big move. This is one of his, specialty moves, his highlight moves. You mess up that moment, what is your highlight left for that match, right? How do we present this guy? How do we package him? And again, LA Knight is great. I think he's worked his ass off. He's been doing great everywhere he's been. And to say you're in the mid card of the WWE is not a slight at anything. But that world title picture, you are the poster boy. If your poster boy is main eventing and he's on the top rope at WrestleMania and he does that move right there, that's a bad look, brother. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely is. And again, this is the Jey Uso effect, right? Jey Uso, they rocketed him to the top, and the spotlight was a little too bright for him. And you got to be a certain caliber. I'm not shitting on LA Knight's ability because yes, he's well traveled. He's been all over the world. In NWA, he's the pick of the litter. And if he went to AEW, he'd be the pick of the litter. But I said it on Saturday. I'll say it again. He's a pickle in a jar full of apples, right? He is the odd man out in that group. He really is. And again, they only put him in there because everybody likes LA Knight. It's not about liking him for me or hating him. I just don't think he's main event material. And other people don't see it that way. Clearly, Scotty, the shine on my head is fucking your brain up too.
That doesn't
All right, so guys, this is going through it. AJ Lee, what do you guys think?
Honestly,
you sticking out for the match? Did you guys watch the match, or how did that go?
How long was that shit you took, Scotty, that you missed the match?
Well, no, you gotta understand. I was like where I was watching it from. I had a perfect view of the television from the toilet, so I got to actually take my shit and watch the match at the same time. Right. Although most of it I ignored because I was on my phone because it was just AJ Lee. Here's my thing. That was not a good match. That really they were not talk about a Styles clash. Pardon the AJ Styles reference here. But these two couldn't have been more opposite of each other, and they just couldn't get their timing down. Just even in the opening segment of the match, even before the match started, you could tell that this was not going to be a good match because Becky didn't get a crowd reaction. And AJ didn't get a crowd reaction in Chicago of all places. Dead. So, that was already an omen. And then no matter what they did, they just did not work well together. They did not have the chemistry.
Well, wrestling is about chemistry. That's exactly right. That's the exact word you need to use. Wrestling is about chemistry. AJ's just coming back. You could tell that Becky kind of lowered herself because when you have somebody in there that's not to your caliber, you have to work down to them a little bit. AK works with me, so he knows he has to work down all the time. So
that match could have been on Raw.
Yeah, it absolutely could have been on Raw. And I wouldn't say they were absolutely dead in Chicago for her, but it wasn't I think the ship has sailed on her. I think it was great to see her come back, but I don't think anybody wants to see her with a title.
Yeah. Well, like it would have been cool if they had kept going, like maybe done a couple more runs of like husband and wife tag like matches. Not often, but like, bring it back later on, like 6 months from now or something like that. Keep the special on AJ and don't bring her back too much, but they're bringing her back too much and it's
but what do you do with her when you bring her back? Like, I think this was just her. These are all everything that's going on with Punk and everything that's going on with AJ. These are apologies, right? These are apologies. Yes, we ruined your wedding day. I'm sorry. Whether Triple H was behind it in the beginning or not behind it in the beginning, if it was all Vince or whatever. But I think these are all apologies, and she's not going to hold it long. I don't know when she'll lose it. Maybe Mania. I wouldn't give her a Mania moment. Please don't make her lose on SmackDown the night before Mania is fine.
Well, they're having a number one contenders gauntlet on Raw on Monday night between 6 women for who's going to face her. I can't remember if they said it Mania or just being the number one contender for the women's Intercontinental title.
Well, that's the next, right? That's the next. Mania's the next thing. There's nothing in March, right?
Yes.
But at the same time, they could hopefully, like you said, do it the night before Mania and lose it on SmackDown. Like, I'm just hoping they don't put it on WrestleMania. It just would not be.
Yeah, we definitely, again, I'm not a big Becky fan. I've never been a Becky fan. I just don't. Like I said before, I just think this was an apology tour, basically. So the belt will come off of her, and we'll see her in some stuff here and there. But I don't think it's a long-term thing for her.
Yeah, very part-time.
So
Chelsea, get better soon.
Yeah, amen.
So speaking of women's championships, the other women's title, right? So Rhea Ripley taking the chamber. Now we have Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley squaring off. And honestly, I think you need this kind of match to sell some tickets to Mania. Like, remember I was saying the other day, down the line, it would have been great. It's a main event match. Anytime you put these two together, they both have star power. I know a lot of people are skeptical on Jade's in-ring ability, but I think pairing her up with Rhea, the big woman colossal fight, is going to be pretty good. Yeah. What do you guys think? Good decision?
I think it was the only right decision. Because, like I said, Rhea's probably one of the top female wrestlers on the roster, and somebody with the inexperience that Jade has, you need somebody like Rhea to help carry that match and make it worth something.
We're looking for views here, and Mania is, and I've said this a billion times too, Mania is not for wrestling fans to me. It's not actual wrestling for me. It's big event feel, like the Super Bowl. I mean, Super Bowl is great, but it's not like, I like the grind of the year long and the fight. Once you get to the Super Bowl, it's just between those two teams. That's it. There's a winner or a loser. Mania is the same way for me, and they're trying to sell tickets and they're trying to boost ratings, and they got this fight going on online between Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley right now, which don't know if it's a work or don't know if it's not a work. They keep bringing up the clips of Bianca whining, saying that mommy whined her way into WrestleMania last year or the year before, whatever it was. So again, these are the big matches you want for this type of. This is our Super Bowl. This is WrestleMania Super Bowl. How do we get people to watch the Super Bowl? Big main events.
I'm just afraid of what this match can be. Rhea will be fine. I have no issue with that. I'm just worried about Jade. Is she, like, they've given her the belt, they've put her in this position. Is she ready for that spotlight at Mania? Is she ready for the big fight and can, we know she's not going to carry the match, but can she
more ready than LA Knight?
Bullshit. Can she pull this off in a way that actually looks good? Because that's like, I'm afraid we're going to see another clash of styles here, and I'm kind of worried about it.
Well, they have 2 months to run this match, right? They have 2 months to practice this match and get it where it needs to be. Rhea will not go above Jade's comfort level. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And Jade has looked much better lately, but they keep her out of the ring because they don't want people to see.
Yeah.
She looks good. And that's what they want people to think. Oh, she looks good. She must be able to wrestle.
Well, you also think about the less is more, right? If you know where her strengths are in her presentation, then sell off of that, and again, she has a great presentation, and she is appealing to a diverse crowd as well. So now you have, you have your punk rock group, and you have your Rhea Ripley's with the darker gothic side, and then you have your Jade Cargill, who's that strong black empowered woman who's almost like Storm-like presence, like an X-Men or something like that in the ring. So it's really like classic action hero villain kind of stuff that you look for in classic kind of wrestling brought to a modern style. So I'm really digging it. I think it's a great call.
Yeah. Big event feel. It has a big event feel. The entrances are gonna be amazing, right? Jade's entrance is always great now. Can't wait to see what she does for Mania. Did she have a Mania last year? Was she a Mania moment last year? I don't remember her being a Mania last year.
I don't think she was. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So
this is going to be good.
No.
This match might not be the greatest match in the world, but the entrances are going to be phenomenal. Rhea's matches are great. So,
all right, guys, let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about Monday Night Raw.
Forgot about the man in the box. The man in the box. Everybody wanted.
AK, if you don't get this right, you're going to be.
First. Get the axe. All right. You're right. Man in the box, gentlemen. Now it wasn't Y2J, but a lot of people did make this call. The man in the box
was Dan Housen.
So what do you guys think, man?
I mean, the ovation didn't sound all that great.
They fucking booed him.
They booed him out of the building.
I think if this would have been unveiled on Raw, it'd have been fine. But at a pay-per-view where you're always expecting like when there's a secretive reveal about to happen, you were expecting it to be somebody a little bit more well-known and popular than just Danhausen. So I think there was a lot of disappointment there from the fan base, but I'm all for Danhausen. I'm a big Danhausen fan. That's the comedic gimmick. I can't wait till him and R-Truth meet each other because R-Truth's probably going to think he's Sting or somebody with the face paint.
Elimination Housen.
That's what I was hoping for, quite honestly. Like, I was shocked when they pulled this thing out on stage, popped it open, Danhausen comes out. I was like, okay, cool. And then, first of all, then my reaction to the whole thing was, okay, cool. He comes out, does the little dance. The girls are in the ring. The puff of pyro, which was hysterical because it's like that's typical Danhausen. And then lights go out, and then they're gone. I'm like, they didn't even give him like at least like a minute to say something and just kind of like introduce himself to the crowd and stuff like that. Like, so what I thought about later was like, why didn't you said the R-Truth thing? Why didn't they do this backstage with R-Truth? Have R-Truth be the one popping the box open, and then they just can't like their comedic geniuses just boom hit immediately.
This doesn't surprise me that a nerd like you would like Batman 52 coming out on stage in the middle of fucking wrestling. They rushed this. This was all rushed. It seemed super rushed. It seemed like, where do we shoehorn this bullshit into? I like Danhausen too. We've met Danhausen. Funny guy, great guy. But the presentation is very lackluster, and I certainly didn't need him to dance on stage. That's not what I need my Danhausen to do. I need him to curse people immediately. Come out of I need Danhausen not to come out of a box. I need to come out from underneath the ring.
Yeah,
that's what we need Danhausen come out of.
Yeah. So again, I think bringing him into a WWE audience in that way, was they overhyped and underdelivered. They didn't know most of the crowd didn't know who he was, or they were just disappointed because it wasn't somebody, better.
Who were we expecting?
Again,
because 2 days before they came out and said that Dan Housen was off so we knew that's kind of who it was, right?
Yeah.
I think everybody was
at the same time
Jericho.
You know what would have got a worser round of boos would have been Ronda Rousey.
Oh my God.
Comes out to promote her new UFC fight.
They would have probably started like yeeting cups and napkins and whatever they had, maybe their chairs at her.
Terrible.
So
actually, that would have
again,
been funny.
He made up for it. He made up for it Monday night.
Yeah.
If Ronda had come out, that would have been the funniest thing to watch the fans just eat their chair, like pull an old ECW style and just eat their chairs at her. That would be great.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, let's move it on to Monday Night Raw. As we get kicked off, the Vision is just beside themselves because of the masked men that cost Logan Paul after he eliminated 3 people from the chamber.
May I say one thing? Also going back to the men's match, but the Paul Heyman segment on Raw, 2 of the best things that have happened this last week. And I did, like, for a change, I actually watched most of Monday Night Raw on Monday. But the first best thing was Paul Heyman screaming at the chamber. Like, you hearing Paul screaming, no, not like it was like you could hear it miles away. That's how loud that guy was. But that promo Paul gave on Monday was hysterical. It was like, it wasn't substance, but at the same time, it was just like Paul coming in there and being Paul Heyman.
We didn't even talk about Seth Rollins coming back at the chamber.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, I must have blacked out. Overbooked, by the way. Chamber.
You were still deep inside of Dan Housen's box. But anyway, so the Vision's irate. They're calling out Rollins, and then we get Adam Pearce out there. He's already losing his shit. He's trying to tell them that they're not shutting down Raw. And then we start getting the decoys popping over the barricades. Logan Paul's running off after one. Theory's running off after one. Here comes one down the middle of the ramp. And then Paul Heyman, you see the scared look on his face. And he's like, uh-oh, I better get the hell out of here. Well, he backs up. And then the camera kind of pans back. And then you see another hooded man with a chair behind him. And comes in the ring, mask off. It's Rollins, hits Paul with the chair and then stomps him right into the mat.
That was a pretty good stomp. Paul sold the shit out of that stomp.
Okay, and
even if he didn't mean to.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Paul must absolutely love Seth Rollins because, again, very rarely do we see Heyman take a bump. Like we saw him do the table bump with the bloodline.
Yeah.
We've seen him take a bump from Roman, and I think a bump from Brock in the most recent past. Other than that, we never see. But like even in the matches, like they don't get Heyman involved. Paul never takes a bump in the matches overall. Like he must absolutely love Seth Rollins if he's going to take a bump for him like that and sell the shit out of it.
I wish he'd have sold it like Roman sold it when Seth turned on him. Because that would have been a great side-by-side.
Yeah. I mean, that was a nice shot, though, too. I mean, it was a solid chair shot. I definitely
absolutely was. It made me cringe. Made me cringe. Oh,
again,
God.
It gave you that, and people were making comparisons online of Seth Rollins and all of his extravagant gear compared to Seth Rollins in all black, just doing what he does when he's on that main event level. And again, it's one thing to dress him up and to give him like that eccentric gimmick. But when you see him like zeroed in and get that vicious side to him, that's where you really see him at his peak. And I think right now, that was a great way to bring him back in. Great strategy, right? The architect, he devised this plan. And, people want to see more about the backstories on some of these decoys, but who cares? They're just hired help just to get the, the mission accomplished. You know,
story because he's still not cleared to wrestle.
Yeah. So, what do we think that leads?
What's that?
Where do you think that goes? Where do you think Seth Rollins goes when you talk WrestleMania?
Well, he's going to be their hope is still Braun Breaker, but if he's not cleared, it'll probably be Logan Paul. If I had to guess,
it's gotta be Logan Paul. And in my view, honestly, I wouldn't be mad at that match.
I wouldn't either, really, because Logan Paul can go and.
And here's my thing, and I'm going to speak to a lot of different people I know in the wrestling, the wrestling fan bubble. I hear so many people talk about a lot of the younger generation talk about how much they hate Logan Paul and how much they despise Logan Paul, and I absolutely love it because. Whether they watch him because they hate watching him, whether they watch him because they love him, whatever, he's getting eyes on the product, and it's amazing to me to see the number of people that I've talked to. That said they're like, we hate him, but they still want to see what he's going to do because they want to see him get his ass kicked.
Yeah, wrestling fans hate him. The Paulson guys, they fucking love him.
Guys. Think about this, right? I think you're wrong. I think Mania goes Usos versus Logan Paul and Austin Theory tag title match. Then, because Heyman was assaulted, I'm telling you, I think you're going to see that Brock Lesnar Seth Rollins match. And again, I would put it on that card because then you talk about a card that could potentially have 5 main event level matches stacked on it. It almost reminds me of WrestleMania 28, if you guys can recall that far back. 7 matches on the card were all could have been the main event on that card. And I think we're looking at the same thing.
I think Brock is break glass in case of emergency type if Brock is not back. I really do think that there's no reason to rush Braun Breaker back anyway. But I can absolutely see that. Someone's going to pay.
If Braun Breaker comes back and beats Rollins, then you take his momentum away from his return, right? Or vice versa. So that's why Rollins and Brock makes more sense because honestly, Rollins should go over in that match if you want to, because if you want to build him back up. After coming off of 2 major injuries, remember he just got back and then a couple months later on the shelf again. Or do you hold your cards and not reinvest in him in that long-term picture? But it could be a hell of a fight. And then here's the only problem I have with that.
Brock Seth is a lose-lose because yes, you can beat Brock, and it really doesn't mean anything to beat Brock. But at the same time, Brock always goes over. In those main events, Brock always goes over. There's no, it's got to be written into his contract somewhere. So you kind of look at it you can't really put these two in the same universe until, if you're going to do it, you have to do it almost to the end of the year. Because I'm assuming from everything we've heard, Brock is trying to retire at the end of this year. So if you do Brock and Seth, and you want to again, kind of even though Seth's still at the higher level and whatnot, the passing of the torch kind of thing, Seth beating Brock at the end of the year means more than Seth beating Brock right now.
In 9 months, 9 month feud.
I don't think that's accurate.
No, listen, they're gonna. It should be Brock and Seth. Seth should lose this match to Brock because of Braun coming back. And then we kick off the Braun deal. Brock shouldn't lose to Seth ever. Yeah. But we got it. We got to endear Seth now. Seth was a bad guy.
Yeah.
We got to endear Seth now and give him something, some friction,
some sympathy. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We got to build him back up as a baby, and best way to build him up as a baby is have him lose to that asshole Brock Lesnar because of Braun Breaker. So
you got to think about it this way too. It's not a coincidence.
I will take Road Dogg's place if somebody needs me.
We'll get there too. Go ahead.
Acknowledge me.
Ricky.
All right, so moving on, after Heyman gets loaded back into the back in the ambulance, Jimmy Uso shows up and he takes out Austin Theory. And
this was a great segment, by the way.
It was. And then you look over and you see LA Knight in the front seat, driver's seat of the ambulance, saying he's going to make sure Heyman gets taken good care of. And then he hauls ass out of there. So I'm wondering like how long they're writing Heyman off the show for. But that was, I thought that was a great start to Raw. We get our first match was Gunther defeating Dragon.
Can I take a hold on? Let me pause you. Even LA Knight almost wrecked the fucking ambulance when he fucking left. I was like, Jesus, man. I mean, he's getting ready to box the ambulance.
So before we get off LA Knight, right? What if that's the scenario? In worst case scenario for LA Knight, he steps up to Brock Lesnar, because you're going to have another scenario of Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar, where it's just going to be a squash match, and it's going to make him feel even worse about his career than he probably feels after some of the conversations they've been having in the back about his performance. Yeah. So it's like, he's taking Heyman out in the ambulance. Again, you have that attachment right there. But I would say as worst case scenario for LA Knight, he can literally fight anybody else but Brock Lesnar and have a better situation.
Yeah. Gunther versus Dragon Lee. Gunther gets the win. He chokes him out and pulls his mask off.
This is a great ending, by the way. This was a really good ending to this. This was a good Scott. You picked a good Raw to come back to.
Yeah, that was a pretty good match too.
I was not a fan of this match only because they let Dragon Lee get too much in. Like
now he jumped.
He jumped him from behind. Yeah, he jumped him during Gunther's entrance.
He's a dragon.
This was if you're
they let Dragon Lee get way too much on Gunther.
He got cut down a lot though. He got cut off.
Gunther should not be getting beat up that much by a pipsqueak like that.
Oh, he surprised him. He jumped
I'm talking.
He had him on tilt.
All the way through the match, they had him doing way too much offense and way too much
and every time the Dragon Lee got 3 or 4 moves in, he would get cut down, and then he'd be beat up on, and he would fire up, and then he would, I don't know. Dragon Lee's he's a dragon.
He's not Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, so I don't give a crap. So
look, think about how strong they made him look without even having to take the win, right? Like if he could step up and he can fight and go toe to toe with Gunther,
he shouldn't be able to go toe to toe with Gunther. That's the thing. He's a pipsqueak. Pipsqueak should not be able to go that good with a freaking guy like Gunther.
David and
you want to sell him as a pipsqueak.
Yeah. Remember, they let Mysterio beat the Big Show.
And Mark Henry. Yeah. In a triple threat match. It was crazy.
Look at Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio made his career off of beating the ass of bigger guys.
Yeah, that's Rey Mysterio. He's a 1 in a million shot. There is no reason. Dragon Lee is not a 1 in a million. Dragon Lee isn't going to be your world heavyweight champion.
I'm telling Roosh.
So does this lead now to Rey Mysterio trying to fight Gunther at WrestleMania for the retirement match?
Oh God, I hope not. I didn't even think of that.
You disrespected the Mexican tradition, lucha tradition.
Yes, the mask off.
Who's going to be the hero to step up to Gunther?
That's a good call.
Exactly.
Americana Grande.
No, because you're going to have the El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano in a mask versus mask match.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, that's going to happen. At some point, that's going to happen.
Well, I mean, they've already teased that. Then we had AJ Lee saying that she's going to be a fighting champion. Don't really care. Kind of over that whole situation. Then we got Natty beating the absolute tar out of Maxine Dupree.
Boy, they have really just cooled her off.
Yeah.
They just poor Maxine.
Ooh, Maxine?
Yes.
This is the best thing to happen to Maxine. She's getting attention right now. And she's
No,
working
the
with
title
Natty.
was the best thing to happen to Maxine. Not getting beat up by Natty.
No. The title, honestly, the title wasn't fitting. I'm sorry. It was a great moment for her, but anything longer than a few weeks was not going to be valuable for her. Like I said, working with Natty, getting a story, like she has a story on the main card right now. She has an opportunity to work with one of the best in-ring wrestlers on the female in the women's division. And Natty's persona is just so much better this way, but I'm still never like, I feel like I can never get sold on her as a character. Like I love her ring work. Her ring work is so Heart Foundation, but I'm like, man, everything else, I'm just like,
Here's how you get behind Natty.
She went from Natalia to Shayna. She went from Natalia to Shayna Baszler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. So here's how you get Natty over. You give her some hormones. You let her grow out a big red beard, and she can play with it and go. I'm all about it.
Jesus Christ!
Bring back Jim the Anvil through Natty. I'm down.
Father like daughter.
Oh, good Lord.
Great.
Anyway, so we get Rusev calling out Obafemi for a fight, and them two went big meat slapping in the ring. It was a good setup for this feud. I'm looking.
I would like to have had that Rusev from like 5 years ago, where he was like a total absolute monster, like big traps. Before
he got muscular and he was not a neck of dimes.
Yeah, right.
So, guys, for Rusev, this is a great scenario for him to reassert his dominance and his physicality. You talk about War Raiders getting squashed, 2 guys by Obafemi. Now you have 1 guy who's going to go, hopefully, a good quality match. If you give me a good 10 to 12 minutes of these 2 guys going toe-to-toe, back and forth, I'm sold. And to do it on a Monday Night Raw, it's even better. You know, you have a full live audience. They get the Obafemi experience in an actual full-length match. And we finally get Rusev to fight a good quality match, too, that we're hoping for. Because since his return, it's been a little lackluster.
His feud with Sheamus ended.
Yeah.
I don't see him beating Obafemi because he couldn't beat his non-flexible wife in court.
Anyway, moving on. Jimmy Uso defeats Theory by DQ after Logan Paul interferes. Jey Uso comes out with crutches and send them off after Jey returns from being injured on SmackDown. And then we get to the segment everybody was waiting for, the Monday Night Raw debut of Danhausen. It was Rawhausen as he goes up with his list of demands to Adam Pearce, which was written on soggy toilet paper that he found in the bathroom. Dom and Finn walk up, and JD McDonough, which he didn't know who that was.
That was funny. Dom, Finn,
and then he tries to touch the Intercontinental title and says he wants one of them too. And Dom tells him he's never going to get even close to one. And that led to Danhausen cursing him. And you know what happens when Danhausen curses you. You're losing
Want to know.
Yep.
Want to know.
Guys, you talk about. Go ahead, Scotty.
Well, no, I was just going to say.
And call him Pierce.
Cold Stone. Yeah.
Stone Cold Adam Pierce or whatever.
No, he called him Cold Stone.
Adam Pierce.
Cold Stone Steve is what he called him, or something to that effect. But no, like with Danhausen, the funny thing that my brain just completely blanked. Go ahead.
Guys, you talk about a guy who's a flop on Saturday and then boom, a success on Monday Night Raw 2 days later. You know, they didn't let that energy drag down what
they filtered out the booze. Nobody can hear the booze from the back.
Yeah.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourself by the way to boo this man. This guy's awesome. This guy's awesome. He might never wrestle a match.
Look, anybody who's seen any of his stuff, right? Once the curse was set, we all knew 100% Penta was going over in that match. We knew it, and it's great that now
they telegraphed this all night. By the way,
yeah.
Again, it's fun. It's fun to see that now that they hopefully give him these segments, and he gets to still continue that character that he's been playing for so long. We do have some fan theory in there, and first came from a guy, Steven Christensen. He was saying that, what if Dan Housen's curse brings back the demon? And now you have Dan Housen and the demon fighting the Judgment Day, potentially at WrestleMania.
Demon Housen, I
What do
like
you
it.
guys think about that?
I like it.
That could
Sell
be
some merch.
Give me Demon
Sell some
Housen.
tickets. Sell some merch.
Oh, by the way, now
That's it.
I remember what I was going to say. The person that Danhausen should have cursed was JD. Shrink that head of his. Actually, get it down to normal size. So
terrible.
That's great.
Poor
So
Dan.
Penta. So what about the match itself? What did you guys think of? You know, I know you said it was telegraphed, but what did you guys think about Penta fighting against Dom? You know, I like both of their styles, but did you guys think it was a quality Intercontinental title match for Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, I was for it. I like
good.
I like Penta, and I think it was about time it's been a year since he's been there. It was good that they finally put a belt on him. He deserves it. He's always one of the top performers, probably one of the best entrances in the damn game right now. So
Why haven't we got Penta in the Joker outfit yet? That's my
Save it,
favorite.
man.
That's my
Gotta save
favorite Penta gear.
They can't clear it with DC, probably.
yeah, I don't know.
Like AEW could slip away with that kind of stuff. Actually, no, they could, because DC is owned by the same freaking company,
Warner Brothers.
So that's how they could do it. I bet
they
can't.
WWE owns or ESPN and Disney are together. So could we get?
Ooh.
I don't know. Anyway, I didn't care. I honestly didn't care. I like Penta. These are guys that are like, okay, now what? Right? What do we do with Penta now? Who do we put him in the program with? Because is Dom going away for a little bit? Is Dom going to be in the program against?
Dom's got a AAA title defense coming up, I believe, right?
Yeah, he's getting ready to lose that to Vikingo or whatever. Yeah. So
well, think about this, right? Whoever you put up against Penta, now you can assume that he's automatically going to be on the WrestleMania card, being a title holder. Think about how grand of an entrance in a moment that's going to be for him coming out as IC champion at this big WrestleMania stage.
How does Ray Phoenix have a WrestleMania moment before Penta?
Right? Sheer luck.
Yeah. Dumb luck, yeah.
Well, that was because El Grande Americano was hurt, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or, I mean, Chad Gable.
Yeah.
We didn't even know who it was when it came out. We thought it was Dragon Lee.
And we
could tell.
I knew it was. I love Ray Phoenix.
We were there. We were stereotyping all the Mexican wrestlers. They all look alike.
Oh man,
everybody looks alike from the third deck. Anyway, Raw closes out with Roman Reigns and CM Punk having a face-to-face. So them two, yeah, he says, CM Punk, you're not CM Punk, you're just a punk ass bitch to me. And Punk says he's going to bury him next to his father.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Ignorant and awesome at the same time. And we are getting ready. We'll get into it in a minute. We're getting ready. We're going to get heel Punk here coming. It's coming.
I mean, might be right.
It's coming.
So with that being said, this is going to be a blood feud. We're going to see this get super personal. I'm just wondering what Roman's rebuttal is going to be to that. Is it going to be any more words? Or are we going to start seeing them get physical as we
bury Punk next to his dog?
No.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, they were saying they were going to have a match for the ashes. Like the loser has to hand up either the ashes of his father or of the dog. So
I like it. I like it.
Damn, stakes are high.
I like it.
But yeah, you know, what do you guys think? You think we're going to break into that physical aspect of this feud yet? Now that we've gotten that far, I mean, like, what worse can you say than to tell somebody something like that?
Honestly, okay, so here's the thing about this. Something that literally just popped in my head a second ago. Do you guys remember the days when they had the stipulation you could not touch and like like they always did it right before Mania. So it was like Austin and Triple H, or Rock and Austin, or stuff like that. They always made some kind of weird stipulation where if you guys touch before the match, it's called off. And then they'd be playing the mind games back and forth with each other. So they wouldn't touch, but they'd find ways to get creative. And
we're getting a pull apart. We're definitely getting a pull apart.
But see, I don't want to pull apart. I want this to be. I want them to I want them to not necessarily talk it to death, but like talk it up more. Like find ways of playing the mind games back and forth without touching. Because like if you. Why give us the match before the match, if you get what I'm saying? Like you're gonna see them fight anyways. Like why not be more creative with it? Why do we have to always have
I think the creative portion is going to come because now that you've talked about Roman's dad, what about Jay and Jimmy and Tungaloa and Tamatonga and
did you see the Rock?
Tala Tonga? I think the Rock is meant for WrestleMania. Is coming for WrestleMania at some point. But I mean, this is now family, right? We have now crossed over a line that they I don't know why he's just do not fucking do, right? So I get it all doing the haka in the middle of the ring. I'm fucking down for it. Bring back the blood. Bring back the real bloodline.
Ricky, we got anything else on Raw?
That was it. That's how the show closed out. We got double pipe bombs and from each guy. Yeah, it was a good Raw to start off after Elimination Chamber.
I love Roman when Punk says something. Roman's like he's got this ass shit eating. Are you serious? Like this is still
this is still the best Roman Reigns that we've ever had.
Yeah, and he's not reading shit off his hand.
Yeah.
I love it. All righty, guys, that wraps up Monday Night Raw recap. Guys, I don't know if you heard breaking news.
Wait,
that just happened.
It's pizza cutter news.
It's pizza cutter news.
Oh shit!
Play the music.
They fired the ugly one.
Yeah, so guys.
So they fired you?
One half of the New Age Outlaws, former member of D-Generation X, and now former member of the WWE creative team, Road Dogg, Jesse James, is no longer with the company. Whether been released or resigned is still on speculation at this point. But from what we know, we can confirm that he is no longer with the WWE. Guys, what's your
proudly brings to you the unemployment line?
From what we know, his ass better call somebody.
So it's
Tony,
kind of funny.
Tony, you got a room over there for me?
The old age.
I'm clean.
It's kind of funny. We talked about this a couple weeks ago when we were having the argument about the creative process and whatnot. And I was like, look, we have these guys, but we kind of need some new blood in there. We need some guys that are just coming off the end of their careers that can, walk in, take over, step up and start being the new creative force. Road Dogg. We had Road Dogg. We've had Pritchard. We've had all these other guys. Can't remember who else I even said back then, but
Shane Helms, Abyss.
Yeah. And now we're
Jason Jordan.
We've lost Road Dogg, so now the question is who walks in and takes his place.
Well, Road Dogg was a head of creative a few years ago, and they fired him.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. And we already see the creative has absolutely gone downhill since they put him back in charge. Right. So listen, you want to bring Road Dogg in? Give me a drugged up Road Dogg. He was way better.
So petitions are saying Michael Hayes is next. So I don't know, but again, we all can agree that they needed something to freshen up that creative table. Even watching some of the behind the scenes footage on Netflix, you can definitely tell it's a little bit broken back there. A lot of old mindsets.
Bad Street,
what the hell?
line.
Oh, coked up dog. All right, got you, coked dog. You're the man.
Coked dog. Oh my god.
But guys, we'll definitely keep everybody updated as we get more information on what happened with Road Dogg, and then hopefully we get more info this next week if for that spot to be filled. And hopefully for all of our sakes as wrestling fans, it is with somebody who's going to save the future of this company, because man, it's been a roller coaster. Some weeks we're hit or miss. So we're hoping for more hits than misses. So anything else left on Road Dogg, guys? Any final words? Any ashes to ashes, dust to dust for Road Dogg? Or will we see him again somewhere else, AEW, or helping out another brand, or make his own podcast about his WWE experience? How much money can he make off of that, right?
Yes. I don't want him to do a podcast. He's not grumpy enough for me. Keep it. We need more. We need more Big Daddy, Big Sexy, or Big Diesel, or whatever. Road Dogg Brian James gone from the WWE amid major creative shakeup. There's been a major creative reshuffle within WWE that's seen veteran Road Dogg leave the company with WWE's biggest show of the year just around the corner.
Crazy. Interesting time to do it too, right? But I wanted to go next into.
Usually
here's what I'm gonna tell you. Do you know how when football teams are doing real bad, who are the first people to go?
Oh yeah,
Coach.
Offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator,
and then when that all fails, then what?
Coach.
Who's the coach?
Hunter.
John Coachman.
I'm gonna get fired.
I think we still got a good 5-10 years of the game. I think we do. I think they're still letting him develop, because that's what he's doing. Huh? You take that bet? All right.
Take that bet.
We'll 5 years. Yeah. If I'm still talking to you.
It's very possible. One of us is going to turn face here again.
You before me. Way before
no way, bitch. You before me.
We'll rock, paper, scissors. So Scotty, I have to bring this up because I know you love it so much. We want to talk a little bit about AEW. Since we've been all WWE this evening, let's talk a little AEW. The biggest part, a couple parts in that show that stood out, but I want to talk about the main event picture for them right now. It is MJF and Hangman Adam Page. They had trios match. MJF cost them the trios tag team titles. So now we have an underdog situation for Mr. Hangman Page again. And now he's furious because, Max just keeps pissing him off.
Oh boy, we're going to get Scotty, some cowboy shit.
Texas Death Match.
I want to hear the hot take. Let's hear your hot take on what.
He's scratching your ass right now. What's going on? He's pulling his AEW out of his underwear.
He's adjusting his cowboy.
I get this really bad itch when we talk about AEW. It just gives me a rash every time we talk about it. No, so here's what I want to see happen. I want to see Hangman lose and never challenge for the title again, and then leave AEW and never come back to wrestling. That's what I want to see. Now, here's the thing: you can't. The problem that they have right now is that they have a very, very weak MJF, and MJF is honestly is and has.
I'm glad you said that. I fucking agree.
Yeah. The problem is that MJF is the best thing no matter what they've got going on. Even a weak MJF is still the best thing that they've got on AEW right now. And you can't take MJF and just neuter him like that by taking the belt off of him so quick and giving it back to Hangman. But that's what it looks like they're about to do. They look like they're going to take that belt off of MJF, who right now is going to be the only drawing card for that company because they don't really have anybody else in the main event title picture as of this point. Maybe Swerve, but even then, Swerve, it'd be heel versus heel at that point, and it's not. Yeah. It wouldn't work.
So AK, let me ask you a question. How many times did you face Isaiah?
At least a few dozen.
Okay. So when you face Isaiah for the 9th time, How special is that match?
To be honest with you, every match was unique for us, and we traveled with this act, so it was very special. Each match had its own uniqueness, and the cool part for us on the indies is that we run different stories everywhere you go. So we actually swap back and forth between who's baby and who's heel. So each match actually, for us was really special. But I understand what you're alluding to right now for sure. If they're on the same programming we fought 12 times, then absolutely not. It'd probably get drawn out. Definitely. Boring. After 5 or 6, yeah.
So I can see where you could almost feel in this between Hangman and MJF. And you made a really good point there, and I'm going to touch on that in a second. But there was a real good point there where these guys have seen each other so much, and we've seen these guys so much, and it seems like they're bored with it, right? It's not like you can only run a nail through someone's cheek or lick their blood so many fucking times. So
or burn their house down.
You had a good point there where you and Isaiah, Mr. Frazier, would swap roles. So maybe we need to see a dirty Hangman. Well, he's already dirty. A filthier Hangman. Well, dirty cowboy shit. And a good MJF. Because we love MJF when he's heel or his face, right?
But we love so much better.
But we love him when he's face.
You love MJF.
He's so much better as a heel.
I love the Kangaroo.
I'm going to say 2 things. Well, look, I think, and the inevitable truth is that MJF is hitting his ceiling in AEW. He needs to be somewhere where he can have a diverse group of people, and there's so many people on the other roster that you can match him with. And
he's an apple in a jar full of pickles.
Yeah, seriously. And my second thing was, and this is for you, Scotty. Hangman Adam Page is AEW's better wrestling LA Knight. All right? He's good. I don't see him carrying the torch. I just don't. He's not like I still can't get him
twice anyway, and like his reigns were very lackluster, both of them.
Yeah.
They are. His fights with Joe were good, but again, he didn't. I was there in Daly's place when they were building up for that fight, and man, it's not a main event feel for me, at least as a long-time viewer.
He falls into that. He falls into that, and then what category?
Even after that case of getting that briefcase open from Moxley for a freaking year, like people were so behind him to finish that story, and then once he did, it's like, woo!
Yeah, so you're farting into the wind.
Fireworks.
So,
all right, guys. So, look, we talked a little bit about AEW, and we talked about heels and faces and how we have some issues with that.
Let's go right back to AEW real quick, and let me just say I love the work that the Toxic Spider is doing. Big fan of what Tekla is doing. Oh yeah. Love her. Love the Triangle of Madness. But anyway, that's just my personal opinion.
That's your spank bank talking.
Yeah. I'm about to say, man, I can't get on board with that, but we're gonna give you that one a pass this time. All right, because you haven't said anything crazy the whole show until right now. All right, so we're gonna give you that one-time pass. All right. Hey. But back to heels and babies. We complain a lot about it here about AEW doing that, not distinguishing the difference. I actually was watching NXT the other night and had a similar issue. If you guys saw a little bit, I didn't see the beginning on how the match started. I did see that they were still fully like in dress clothes, but you had Ethan Page versus Miles Bourne. And the finish was Miles Bourne took off Ethan Page's pants. He distracted the referee, threw the pants of the referee, which caused the referee to turn around. So he had to look out of the ring. And then he pulled a shoe out of his back pocket and hit Ethan Page on the head with the shoe and took the finish and won the match. So again, he's this babyface who's fighting this ultimate heel and does a really dirty finish. So I had the same complaint now that I've had with AEW that we're seeing bleed into this NXT. Do we think this is going to be an ongoing trend? Do we think this is just a way of wrestling now? Is this the conditioning of the next generation? What do you guys think? Is this permanent?
I honestly don't know, because fans boo faces and they cheer heels. Like nothing.
You're right. This is how it is.
Not the way it was when we grew up, when you had your Hulk Hogan's, the American heroes that you cheered for, and your Iron Sheiks, the ultra heel that you booed for. It's not like that anymore. It's,
there's no good, no evil. It's all where you want to be. And like I want to be a fucking asshole, so I'm good like the assholes. If I want to be a good Christian boy, I'm good like the good Christian wrestlers.
But here's the question I have on this whole take on. So, was it like, who really created this problem? Was it Flair or was it Austin?
Because I think it's a fan. So look, I think the fans created.
Yes. Well, but again, hold on for a sec, because you have a guy like Flair who was in the Horsemen and, was this just dastardly heel, but he drew fans to him because he was so charismatic and just like, everybody wanted to be the Nature Boy, even if you knew you never could be. But he started to get those fans around him that were just like, they'd come.
Same with Austin.
The difference between those guys and today, those Flair and Austin, when they were heels, they never acknowledged the fans as being like, you're with me. And that's the problem with wrestlers now. They want to acknowledge, they want to sell fucking 6 t-shirts, right? I'm going to buy your if I like you, I'm going to buy your t-shirt regardless. I don't need you telling me I'm fucking okay for liking you. I don't need that. I need you to say, fuck off. I don't need you. That's a heel. We don't get that anymore.
Think about MJF, right? At an autograph signing. Is he great character? No, he's an asshole all the way through, and we love him for it. Yeah. Guys, I am a fan of the villain. I love Bane. I love Thanos. I'm a fan of the villain. So you can be a villain and still be liked. You can, people have their preference on a heel or baby, but now we have a whole entire industry being built around tweeners. And the problem with that is this is where we're losing the investment in our stories. You're seeing it decline on both sides. You don't have that tension, that rivalry, that compassion for the guy. You want to see the underdog come out. You don't have a Daniel Bryan situation anymore. Imagine if Daniel Bryan ran tweener. Would that fucking run be even as close as amazing as it was going into 30? Hell no.
No. Absolutely
not. So now we're stuck here in an industry where I think the talent's being conditioned to think that this is the edgier thing to do. They're like, you guys thinking too old school. But sometimes, classic saying, right? If it's not broke, don't fix it. This is classic cinema, classic entertainment. You gotta have a fucking good and evil. And
you gotta have Luke Skywalker and you gotta have Darth Vader.
And that's the thing too. The way you said that, Thanos and Skywalker and Bane, if there was somebody that liked them and wanted to be like them, they would crush them. They would absolutely crush them because they don't want their spot to be taken. Everybody, every wrestler now, a lot of these wrestlers now look at themselves as their own team. The Ravens, the Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, they're their own team. Are you on my team? That's what we want. They want people to be on their team. And it's not like that. We don't have these guys that are just like willing to like destroy you at any second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's pray for the revival of the heels, and again, hopefully, in the next, I don't know when his contract's up, but hopefully we can see MJF break through that ceiling that he's stuck under right now, come onto a big stage,
bring put him in a box
to WWE.
Give me that. WWE would cut half his shtick out. Just they wouldn't let him do half the stuff he does and says in AEW.
I don't know about that. They're letting a lot more go all the time.
Just think about what we thought about Punk's return
on TBS. I mean, maybe on Netflix, but I don't know. I can't see it.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you guys think about we were hoping that they weren't going to water down CM Punk's return, and it's been great. So I'm just having the same expectation that they're starting to learn a little bit when they're bringing these guys over. We're not seeing it happen as often, but hopefully with the bigger stars, they're letting them keep true to their characters and do what is genuine for how they do their craft. Because then when you start pulling them back, then you start, seeing that it's not, right? And again, I'm going back to the well with this one. LA Knight. Like I can't get convinced on the guy because it just seems like he's trying too hard. He's trying too hard to get a catchphrase over. He's trying too hard to sell this larger life character, as he probably should do, but it just doesn't look real to me. It looks too forced. And it's just it's almost a pity to say, but if we don't get that back, we're going to go back to where we were 5 years ago before AEW got here. Remember, before the competition, wrestling was dying. It was absolutely dying. And we have a glimmer of hope, and hopefully we see some change through this. Scotty, you got something else?
I was going to say with the LA Knight thing, though, the thing with LA Knight is he didn't force it originally. Like, everybody just, like, he came out, he was who he was, everybody took to it, and then they cooled him off to such a degree that he had to kind of come back out and then start forcing it, because all of a sudden it was like nobody was cheering for him anymore because they weren't using him in the right way. So, you know, the fans took to him. The fans wanted it. It was starting to be a Daniel Bryan situation until the creative said, nope, we're not going to let this keep going. We're going to cool you off, and we're going to make you less popular. And now he's to a point where he has to force it because he's like trying to keep that momentum up and can't do it.
Yeah, the problem with AEW is you can't take these guys off TV. You can't cool them off because first off, the ratings have already cooled them off. But you can't cool off an MJF to slow him down and keep him. Otherwise, you lose everything because there's certain guys in that company that are everything to the company, and I think unfortunately, Hangman Adam Page is one of them.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, guys, I got one last big one here, and this is coming up for Friday Night SmackDown. It was announced on Saturday during the Elimination Chamber with all the chaos going on. Huge announcement. We are going to have a WWE Undisputed Championship match between Drew McIntyre and the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. We are having a WWE title match in between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. How crazy is this? What do you guys think, man? What do we think is going to happen? Do we think that, Cody's going to pull it off and we're going to see a huge main event, Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes? Because, I talked about it a little bit leading up into the weeks. Drew McIntyre's star power, he's great. I like him as a champion. He had a good run so far. But I just didn't see him being in that main event picture. And then when you put Randy Orton in this scenario, I definitely see the bigger story, Cody Randy. But let's go around the ring. What do you guys got?
I think Cody is going to take this. Originally, I was thinking maybe it was going to be a triple threat or four-way, but right now, I think after the switch we got with the finish from Elimination Chamber, we're going to get a Cody winning this title. Jacob Fatu, I think, is going to get involved. Him and Drew have been at each other as well. And Cody's going to win the title. It's going to be Cody versus Randy at Mania and Jacob versus Drew at Mania in their own singles match.
Yeah, I agree. I would have liked to have seen this, the heavyweight title shot at Mania would be a 4-way or a 5-way. But I think it might be too much for what's going on at Mania. I think Cody does win this on Friday, and we get Randy. We get Randy, and we put that belt on Randy.
Please let's put it on Randy.
Get him as close to Cena. I would never pass Cena because Cena is the GOAT. But get him right there.
Pass him. Fuck it. Give Randy 2 more title runs. Fuck it. Now
2 more ties him with Flair.
Huh? Hey, I'm good with that. Tie him with Flair.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good with that.
But
then bring back Batista and give him 12 more runs so he can tie.
Batista wouldn't last that long.
We just get all of the legacy up there.
Evolution.
Sorry.
So wait a minute. So do we give Triple H another 5 more runs or something?
No, his heart's not in it.
His heart's not in it anymore.
Yeah.
No. So I mean, I agree with all you guys. I agree with the fact that Cody's going over. I'm not happy about this though, because in my view, Drew should be still running with that belt. and it should have been Drew and Cody at Mania, and Drew get his WrestleMania moment where he beats Cody for that, beats Cody to retain the title, and keep him running with that belt as long as possible. Because I mean, again, it's Drew McIntyre. He's doing some of the best work of his life, but I mean, I'm fine with putting the belt on Randy, but I think they're going in about this a whole wrong way, in my view.
So think about it this way, right? Randy right now is still an apex predator. This guy is, as far in his career as he is still a threat. His presence and his just aura sells enough for us. Everybody, he is globally known. The RKO. This guy right here is now probably going to have one of his last big WrestleMania opportunities. Drew has had a couple of shots. Unfortunately, he did have that COVID mania, but then he got his redemption mania. So he's won the title, and he's been a champion at WrestleMania before. And if you think back on Randy Orton, how many times has Randy Orton been in the main event match at WrestleMania out of his long career? And I want to say it's under 5. Because I can think of 3 off the top of my head.
Did he lose the Edge?
No, he lost to Mysterio and Angle, I believe, in a triple threat.
Yeah.
He lost to Triple H, I think, once, if not twice.
And then Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania with Batista in the triple threat.
That's right. Yeah,
that's true. I forgot about that one.
So this is the time where you give Randy a last good run. If you're thinking about, again, a guy who's probably going to retire in the next few years, and still get him. The same thing that AJ Styles was saying. Like, these guys want to compete, and they still want to be showcased while they're at that elite level. Once you start seeing the cracks in their work, and they're self-conscious about it, and then they want you to pull the plug on them, and Randy's been doing it for so long. I just think he deserves it. And I think leading into Mania, as good as Drew is, you cannot get a deeper story than you would out of Cody and Randy because of their history. And there's so much meat on the bone with those guys. And now you add another match to the card where, what is that, like 6 main event level matches that you can split between 2 nights. And you're not even talking about any of the secondary titles before you even get there.
And Drew and Jacob would be a banger in its own.
Absolutely. That's another, you don't need anything. You don't need a title in between those 2 guys. That's going to be a hell of a fight. And it's going to be one of the ones that steals the show.
That's a false count anywhere match.
Oh, yeah.
Just let them go wild on each other. So, guys, any final thoughts on upcoming Mania card or upcoming weeks to come?
No, but hey to everybody in the chat. Cody Paul's in the chat. It's all the Hardys. They're always following us, AK. They always want to be near us. I've tried my best to distance us and our business away from these guys, but for some, I don't know how. I thought I blocked them all. Somehow they're all in our chat.
Damn.
So whatever. So
what are they saying? What do we got?
These 2. Owen's fine. Owen's fine. I mean, he's still 12, but he's fine. And Cody.
Any questions? What do we got?
No, I think Cody actually is not in the chat anymore. I think he went to take a shower. I guess it's that time of the year. I don't know. Haktua. So, no questions in the chat this time.
All right. Well, guys, thank you everybody for joining in this week. Hope to see you guys with us next week, and have a great evening.
Conan.
Hold on. Oh.
What? Oh no!
Yeah, you need. Yeah. We need a better. Right, we're gonna need a better sign off than that. You didn't even set. You didn't even set Ricky up. You didn't set Scotty up.
I'm still getting fucking acclimated here.
Okay,
these
guys need to be led.
Come on, Jason. Show them how to do it.
These guys need to be led. These guys need to be led.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on Hardway Wrestling. It is Thursday. Yes, it is Thursday. And we are always here on Thursday. Make sure you come back next Thursday. If we're still here, I don't know. Most of us could be unemployed by then and not have this, right? See, look, as soon as I start talking, People start jumping in the chat. I don't even know who that is right now. Regulus. Who the fuck is a Regulus? Please just get out of the chat. You're late. You're an hour fucking late. I don't even know why you're here right now, but make sure you hit the thumbs up. Appreciate you. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. AK, great job hosting today. Shitty hat, but great job hosting us. And for Scotty, Ricky, we'll see you guys next time
on the hard way.
Dwarf Dong Sucker.